Hello, good evening, and welcome to Bedtime Stretches. Tonight, we will be using a hard-backed chair, a yoga mat, and a foam roller. If you do not have a foam roller, don't worry. If you don't have a long foam roller and you only have a short one, that is also okay. Let's start sitting in our chairs. Okay. So let's start by bringing a little bit of mobility into the spine. So we're going to cross one hand over the body and twist and look over our back elbow. We'll take 3 breaths here. And switch sides, arm crosses, looking over that back elbow. One more time each side, finding that gentle twist. And one last time, finding that twist. Good. Let's swim the arms back one at a time. Getting a little bit of mobility into those shoulders. Feeling that chest and sternum open up. Feeling that spiral through the spine. And we'll do this a couple more times with each arm. And just 2 arms up. And then exhale. Bring them down. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale as you bring them down. See if you can reach them behind you and stretch out the front of that chest. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, reach them back. Good. Let's go into some head circles. 3 to 4 in each direction. And when you're done, 3 to 4 in the opposite direction. Good. Let's bring one knee in and hold the front of the shin and give that ankle circle. A few times in one direction, a few times in the other, seeing what feels good, seeing what snap and crackles. And then just give that toe, those feet some flexes and some points. Lower that leg and the other side. Big circles with that ankle. And in the opposite direction. And we point and flex. And lower that down. Good. Let's go into, massaging that foot. Of course, starting off with a gentle touch and then getting deeper as you start feeling the muscle warm up. And if it feels right, you can always bring those fingers in between the toes and feel the foot spread nice and wide. You can do a little forward and back with the toes, or you can find little circles if you want, or you can just stay as is if you're getting a good stretch right there. And let's go to the other side. So giving that foot a massage, starting off pretty light and getting deeper as you go along, starting to feel the release in the foot, paying attention to the areas that need a little extra care. Maybe you've been walking a lot. Maybe you've been, I don't know, because it's now summer and it's warmer out. Maybe you're walking outside in a yard or on a balcony barefoot more. Who knows? Wearing sandals instead of sneakers will also change how the bottoms of your feet feel. And then when you're ready, weaving the fingers in between the toes. Feeling that foot spread nice and wide. And either staying here or finding some back and forth or circles. Awesome. Let's come back to the first side. Let's sit up nice and tall. Let's flex our top foot and let's hinge over for a gentle glute stretch. And we'll be here for a moment. So this is a great opportunity to start feeling some nice big exhales at the end of your day. Maybe while we're in this stretch, you can start feeling some tension that has built up over the day slip away. Check in with your shoulders, making sure that they are nice and down. And then on your next exhale, come on out of that and come to the other side, sitting up nice and tall, flexing that foot and hinging forward. Feeling a gentle glute release. And as we're here, again, start tapping into your breath. Start feeling the day come to an end. Feel the gravity of the torso pouring into that leg that we are stretching, which will help start releasing the back of that hip. Check in with your shoulders, and of course, check in with that jaw. And release that down. Let's do a couple more stretches while seated, and then we'll get into the fun stuff with our foam roller today. Let's kick one heel out and reach it over in a nice big stretch, feeling those ribs open up. And come on out of that, and let's go to the other side, finding a nice big stretch. Good. All right, let's move our chairs to the side and let's come to our roller and we're going to start. Actually, no, we won't move the chairs to the side quite yet. Let's go right into our calves while we're still here. Sorry about that, I'm getting ahead of myself. Feeling the heel go down to the mat, feeling the top of the head go up infinitely through your ceiling. And taking a moment here, see if the bottom of the foot is tight or if it's relaxed and melting into the floor. Keep breathing here, really feeling that calf start to release. And like we did last week, this front leg is going to cross over. I want to get a slightly different stretch through that calf for just a couple of breaths. And then have that foot go wide, getting a slightly different stretch on the outside of that ankle. Then come back to center and switch, other side. Feeling that heel reach down, feeling that head go up. And even while you're here, feeling that the bottom of the foot melts into the ground. Feel the shoulders relax. Feel the jaw release. Cross that foot over. And then bring that foot wide. Come back to that center and come on out of it. Place that chair to the side and get that foam roller, get that foam roller ready. All right. So we're going to go between the middle of the back and kind of that big knobby muscle, or pardon me, knobby bone at the base of the neck. So we're really just rolling the upper spine and the rib cage in between our shoulder blades. I have my hands behind my head and my elbows together, which rounds that upper back nicely, which really means we can get into that area nice and deeply. You can do this at your own pace, being sure to connect it to breath. And now from here, bring that roller right under the shoulder blades, open those elbows wide, and arch over. And you might need to adjust a little bit until you find a spot that feels nice on your body. We'll take about 3 to 5 breaths here in this nice, open, expansive stretch. And tuck that chin to the chest. Maybe give it a little roll out if you need. And again, one more time. This time, just 2 to 3 breaths. Good. Give it one little roll out. Ah. And then move the foam roller so it is longwise on your mat. And from here, we're going to we're going to sit at the far end of the roller and roll our spine on back so the whole spine, tailbone, and back of head is supported by the roller. You're going to wiggle your feet wide and knock your knees together. Bringing your forearms together, you're going to open it out nice and wide, feeling the pecs melt away. If you don't have a foam roller that is long like this, then feel free to lay on your back in this exact same position, feeling the front of the body and the chest and pecs slowly start to open. And we'll take about 5 more breaths here. As you feel the front of the chest start to open, feel the shoulders melt away. Feel the jaw release. Feel the breath rise and fall. Feel the back of head and tailbone melting into your foam roller. And release that, bringing the arms down by the hips and then wrapping them around your body, giving yourself a big hug. And nice and slowly, come on out of that in whatever way feels best for you. We'll use the rollers in a moment. Let's get some regular stretching happening, and then we'll do a little bit more. Let's bring the feet in front of us, and let's just roll forward. Maybe you feel this in the hamstrings. Maybe you even feel this in the lower back. Whatever you're releasing, that is what is important at this moment. Feel the torso heavy over the legs. Let that head drop. Let the spine curl over. On your next exhale, roll up through the spine. Fold one leg in, keep one leg nice and long, and let's reach it over. If this doesn't feel good, you can always come to crossed legs as well and do the reach over. And from here, having the two shoulders face forward, and now have the two shoulders face the knee. So you might feel this more in the back and the ribs now. Back to two shoulders forward and come on up. Switch sides. Reach it up and over. Breathe here for a moment, starting to feel that stretch open up. And then have those two shoulders face forward, so you're framing your calf or your knee with your hands, and your nose and your two shoulders are facing that extended leg. And then you come back to that side stretch and peel that arm open. Good, starting to get those shoulders, that back, starting to breathe and get mobile. Let's do a little bit for the legs though. Let's come to begin with a nice long lunge. So our front leg is at a 90-degree angle, which means that the knee is directly over the ankle joint. And our back leg is as extended as possible. My wrists are a little bit sensitive, so I do this with my fists on the ground. And that's also a nice option if your wrists have any sensitivity. Starting to feel this open up the front of the hip and thigh. Lower that knee down, go a little deeper. Keep breathing here. Check in with your shoulders. Check in with your jaw. And then reach that arm up and over, grabbing hold of those toes, bringing that heel towards the buttocks. And release that. Exactly. And transfer that weight to the back shin. And we're going to go into our yoga half split and then just let that torso fall towards that extended leg in front of you. And let's return to that long runner's lunge. Pop that back foot in just a little bit so we come to a kneeling position. Find a big tuck in that tail and come forward just a little bit, going right into that hip flexor. Bring that arm up and over if you wish to go a little bit deeper. And we'll be here for a couple of breaths. And on each breath, feel that hip open up. Feel the jaw release. Feel the ribs expand open. Feel a long line of energy between the tips of your fingers up here and that bottom knee. One more big breath in. And on the exhale, gently come out of it. And switch legs, other side, starting with that nice long runner's lunge. The knee is in line. Oh, you can't see that. The knee is in line with that ankle joint. That back leg is as long as we can possibly make it. And in this, I like to think of my whole body in a big long line between my back heel and the top of my head, just like we do in our calf stretches. And we're here feeling that hip starting to open up, maybe feeling it in the quad a little bit. Connecting to the breath, bringing that knee down to get a little bit deeper. And then when you're ready, bring that back toe up, reach and grab, getting into the belly of that thigh a little. Keep breathing. Check in with those shoulders. Check in with your jaw. And let that shin go. Transfer the weight to the back, flexing that front foot into our yoga half split. And feeling that torso fall towards that leg. Keep breathing, keep feeling that open up. And then from here, coming back to that long lunge, hop that foot in a little bit, coming to that kneel, finding the big tuck in that tail. I'm really squeezing that glute, to be honest with you. Coming a little bit forward, bringing that arm up and over to get a little deeper and really targeting the front of that hip. And on each breath, feel the front of that hip open up. Feel the ribs opening up. Feel the jaw releasing. Feel the shoulders down. Connecting to the breath. And one more big breath in. And on the exhale, come on out of that. So now we're starting to get into the legs a little bit. Let's go into our big hamstring stretch. Laying on our back. So we've already done a little bit of hamstring preparation. So we're going to go into our big stretch today. Don't push yourself to the point of hurting yourself. If you think you do need a little bit of a hamstring preparation, then do one. That's A-okay. This class is only like a guideline or a suggestion. It's not a set of rules necessarily. So let's come to that first side. That leg is nice and long, making sure that we're holding either behind the hamstring or behind the calf, not behind that knee. Let's take a big inhale in. And on the exhale, let's press our thigh into our hands and our hands into the thigh really actively. And on the exhale, you release and you bring that leg a little closer to you. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale. And on the exhale, you press 2, 3, 4, and release. Bring it closer to you. One more time. Exhale, we press 1, 2, 3, 4. Release, bring it a little closer to you. Hold it there for a moment. Seeing if with this intense stretch in the back of the leg, can you release your jaw? And release it down to the ground and shake it out. Let's do the other side. Extend that leg up, holding either behind the hamstring or the calf. Here we go, inhaling in. And on the exhale, you resist and press. Really pressing really actively. The more active you are, the more benefit you'll receive. And release and bring it closer to you. Here we go. Second time. Exhale to press. And you release and bring that leg a little closer to you. Last time. Exhale, we press. 1, 2, 3, 4, and release. Bringing it a little closer to you. Really feeling that stretch, seeing if you can release your shoulders while you have an intense stretch happening in the back of your legs, and then you release it down, shake it out. Bring 2 feet to the mat, nice and wide, arms out to the side, and then just windshield wiper the knees, back and forth. Good. Come on up. And let's sit up nice and tall with the legs wide. And then from here, we're just going to crawl those fingers forward. Either the hands are forward, the elbows are down, or if you're very, very flexible, your chin is on the floor. And we'll be here for just a moment. This is a great opportunity to close your eyes. Feel the breath. Feel gravity slowly bringing your torso closer to the ground. And on each exhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper. See if you can release those shoulders a little bit. See if you can release that jaw. Take an inhale in, and on the exhale, slowly walk up. Put the hands behind you and shake those legs in. Woo! And give them a little shake out. Good, so we've done a bunch for our upper back and shoulders, and now let's spend a moment rolling out the legs. We are going to start with the doozy to begin with. Let me do a quick time check. Oh wow, this class is going by quickly. Okay. All right. So let's start by rolling out the IT bands. The same thing with this, with using the foam roller as we use while massaging our feet with our hands. Start slowly, start gently. If you need to take a pause, pause. If you need to come out of it and kind of give it a little rub down, do that. Some of these points can be a little intense. That is your warning. So let's start nice and gently on one side, rolling out. Connecting this to breath is the only way we're going to get through it, I promise. And as you start to kind of warm up this area, find moments to roll a little bit forward so you're on the IT band and kind of the front outer part of the quadricep, or roll a little bit back so you're on the back part of the IT band and a little on the outer part of the hamstring. And go as slowly or as quickly as you need. Take time to pause in one area and envision the muscles melting around the roller. Even though the muscles might be screaming. And I know that this one is really good for us. It's also one that's really good to do while you're on a YouTube class, a Zoom class, an in-person class, because this one's a little bit painful. So it's a little bit hard to just pick up the roller and do it on your own to yourself, giving yourself a mild form of torture. And to transition, let's roll onto the thighs and go onto the fronts of the legs. This shouldn't be quite as bad as the IT band. And then let's switch sides. So just going, just flipping and switching sides. I'm going to just do this so I can stay facing the camera. And on this side as well, working into that IT band. Starting off slow, gradually getting deeper, finding those moments of pause. I'm going to check in with my shoulders because those are right up beside my ear right now. And can we roll out our IT bands while relaxing our jaws? Kind of feels like rubbing your stomach and patting your head. Breathing, really connecting that to breath. And then flipping on to the quads and just spending a moment here. And then gently coming out of that. Whew. Give those legs a little love, a little rub. All right, all right. Let's put those rollers to the side. If you have a long one, you'll probably end up using it for your ending relaxation. If you have a short one, you can just put it away for now. Mhm. All right, let's come into a downward facing dog. So let's come to all fours, tuck the toes, and bring those sit bones high in the air, and then just walk through the heels, pedaling one heel and then the other, feeling nice long backs of the legs, a nice long spine. Check to see that the shoulders are down and on the back, not up beside the ears. Your eyes should be looking right in between your thighs. You should feel a slight chin tuck. And when you're ready, come up to the toes, place the knees down, and come into a child's pose. Feeling the lower back spill and relax open. You can close your eyes here in the child's pose if that feels good and relaxing to you. We'll be here for just a couple more breaths. And when you're ready, coming into our final relaxation. If you're going to use a chair, you put your calves on the chair like so, nice and supported, and you release on down like so. If you're using a long foam roller, the same way we started class, sitting on the roller at the very end, knees are wide, or pardon me, feet are wide, knees are together, and you just lay on back with the back being supported by the roller. Wherever you end up, stay here, close the eyes. Take a couple deep inhales and exhales. Really feeling your day slip away. Feel the points of the body that are connected to the floor, the foam roller, or chair. Feeling parts of your body sink through the floor. Feeling the tailbone or the sacrum and hips falling through the floor. Feeling the shoulder blades and the backs of the ribs falling through the floor. Feeling the back of the head falling through the floor. Feeling the hips release. The shoulders release. And the jaw release. Keep breathing here. Nice and slowly. Feeling whatever you need to feel, growing heavy, growing relaxed, growing calm, and bringing you into a state where you will have a fabulous sleep. Thank you very much, and have a good night.